Hey there, what's happening? This is Eric Duncanson, and I'm coming at you from our virtual office in beautiful Marietta, Georgia. First of all, I want to thank you for hopping on my YouTube video. My wife Victoria and I, we are known as the Laptoppreneurs, and our passion is to help you to make money online, and that's from anywhere in the world as long as you have a laptop and a Wi-Fi connection. So by the way, if you like the information I'm providing on this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Become part of our awesome tribe. So excited to talk about our topic for today. It's the key way to get prospects to say yes in 5 easy steps. And this happens to be episode 2. Now, in episode 1, we talked about how to start a conversation with your prospect, to have a strategy for that conversation to get the ultimate result, to get you kind of over into stage 2. And so controlling the conversation, various ways to do that. If you missed that, definitely catch episode 1. In this episode, we're talking about step 2. And so in step 2, you're going to actually repeat what the prospect says. So we're going to talk about step 2 and step 3 in this video. In step 2, we're actually talking about what the prospect says and repeat it back to them as a question. This is a technique, but it's very, very effective. First of all, prospects want to understand that you're listening to them. And so by repeating what they say back as a question, it demonstrates to them that you're actually listening. Know, like, and trust factor. If you're listening, you probably care. First of all, you need to care, right? And so listen and then repeat it back to them. Let's talk about an example. So Jack, if I hear you correctly, it sounds like your main issue is generating leads online. Does that make sense? So you ask them, does that make sense, right? And so by doing that, you're getting feedback. You're doing several things. First of all, you're better understanding your customers' needs, right? You're going to be a problem solver. You're going to investigate to find out what the actual needs are. There are generic needs of your market segment, and then there are actual needs of your particular customer. Your particular customer may have needs that are slightly different from the generic market segment. So you need to investigate to kind of flesh that out, right? Now, step number 3, you're going to lead the prospect where they want to go. Not where you want them to go, but where they want to go. So what you're going to engage in is what we call active listening. That's when you're going to actually diagnose the problem with open-ended questions. Now, when I say open-ended questions, those need to be distinguished from closed-ended questions. Closed-ended questions are questions that can be answered with a yes or a no, right? Open-ended questions are questions that can't be answered that way, where you're trying to get the prospect to open up and provide, that was a gnat in my eye, trying to get the prospect to open up and to give you more information, tell you more about themselves, right? And they're more likely to enjoy and appreciate the conversation, more likely to know, like, and trust you if you ask them the type of question that gets them to talk about themselves. Here, the rule of thumb is the prospect should be talking 70% of the time. You should be talking 30% of the time. You should be the one that is asking the questions. The person that asks the questions controls the conversation. So, what's going to happen in this process as you diagnose the situation? Well, here's the thing. If that prospect says, when you say, does that sound right? If the prospect says, well, no, not exactly, right? You need to say, what was it that I didn't get right? Probing, like a surgeon, right? Doing a diagnosis because you're looking to solve their problem, right? See, here's the thing. What you are offering is a way to solve their problems, to help them along the way. You're not guaranteeing them any amount of money that they can earn. It's never guaranteed. Never guaranteed. Especially according to the FTC, there's never a guarantee, right? So the most you can do is help provide evidence that you can solve the problems that are preventing them from getting to where they want to be. The rest is up to them. They have to take advantage of the opportunities, right? But you're creating more opportunities for them by removing barriers along the way, right? It's like for a hurdler, it's like you remove some of those hurdles so they can run a little bit faster, making their time getting to their goal a little bit faster, right? So we talked about what happens if they say no. Well, again, you ask the question, does that sound right? What happens if they say yes? Well, you give it back to them, right? If they say, yes, you got it. That's exactly my problem. Then you're going to ask them, well, what happens if you can't get the leads? So what you're trying to do, see, here's the thing. Too many marketers stay on the surface. On the surface is all ice. You cannot get any traction on the surface. If you stay on the surface looking at those generic type of problems that anybody in that market demographic might have, you're not going to gain any traction. You have to determine what the specific problems are that keep that particular prospect up at night, right? And the only way to do that is you got to scrape the ice off. You got to scrape that surface and you got to dig. You got to dig, you got to agitate it, scrape it off. Once you scrape it off, you're going to get to the real problems that keep them up at night, right? So you ask, what happens if you can't reach that particular objective? What happens if you can't get leads? Well, if I can't get leads, I can't make money. What does that mean to you? What do you need the money for? How much money do you need to make, right? Oh, well, I need to make 6 figures. Oh, you need to make 6 figures. How much do you need to make in a year, right? Specify. How much money do you need to make in a year? Okay, they'll tell you 100,000. That's the most likely answer. How much is that per month, right? Break it down. How much is that per day? How much do you need to make per day, right? And then when they give you that figure, and they can pull out their calculator, whatever, give you that figure, okay, so you need to make $333 per day, for example, right? That's something that is concrete. They can get that in their mind. You got to take it to a concrete level. Now, here's the thing. That's money. What will that money do for you? What do you need that money for? Is it to help prepare for your child's education, right? Is it to help you and your spouse prepare for retirement? What specifically will that do, right? And then once you overcome that, once you talk about the things that they really need to do, let's talk about some desires. Once you take care of all of those bills and you have money left over, what would you really like to do? Get them to dream, right? Well, we always wanted to take a vacation. Oh, where would you go? Well, I'd like to go to Switzerland and go skiing, right? Right? I mean, break it down. Well, if you go skiing, how long would you stay? Make it concrete. Oh, I'd stay for a whole week. Oh my goodness. And what type of food? Where would you stay? Would you stay in a lodge? Would you stay in a hotel? Break it down for them. Get them to make that dream concrete. Guys, if you can do that, you're going to help take your customer along and guide them in the journey of helping them to get to where they need to be. You already know where they need to be, but you got to show them. You got to guide them. People want to be guided. See, when you're asking them these type of questions, you are like a doctor. You know, you're like a doctor saying, here, put the stethoscope, I can't even say, and I want you to breathe, right? Checking the heartbeat, checking their vital signs, checking what really harms them, what hurts them. You are a doctor diagnosing their problem, and you're going to give them solution to take away the pain. Once you take away the pain, then you're going to show them how to get to that desired level that they want in their life. How powerful is that? Hey, if you like the information that I provided in this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Become part of our awesome tribe. By the way, one thing I wanted to mention, my wife and I, we literally struggled in online marketing until we were able to find a particular system that does 95% of the work for you. And then they teach you how to do the other 5 with excellent coaching, mentoring, and training. Nothing like it. If you'd like information about what we're using, what we recommend, go down into the description and look for where it says the #1 system for making money online. Click the link and that will take you to a free 7-day free trial. Check it out. What have you got to lose? With that, this is Eric Duncanson saying, hope you're having a great day. If not, definitely let's make it a great one.